I am the Fraligatron, and this is week one of our playoffs for our first season, the Meme Dream Team versus Nocturnal. And I am looking forward to this game. It is probably, I feel like this game is actually going to be very close, in my opinion. And both teams are ready to go, so I'm just going to get it started. But I feel like this game is going to be really close. Knowing these teams, they're both really good, and considering this is playoffs, each team that has played this season, and all teams have done phenomenal throughout the season, but I feel like these two teams have definitely earned their spot into the playoffs, much like a lot of the teams, but these two are very strong contenders, and I feel like they might be able to go to the finals. Although, if you do not know, the way our playoffs are going this season is we have a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. So as this goes, as teams lose, they will go into the loser's bracket, such as the team that loses this game will be going to our loser's bracket for a chance of redemption into playing in the finals. The team that wins will move on in the winner's bracket, and if they lose, they will just be sent down to the loser's bracket where they'll have their chance to get back into it. So, just because you lose these first few games doesn't mean that you are necessarily out of playoffs. But anyway, going into the match, we've got looks like from Meme Dream Team, we're going to see a Junkrat Ashe combo with Rein Zarya and Zen Mercy. A pretty standard hold defense. You got the Junkrat able to lob in some grenades in those tight quarters, and the Ashe able to pick off any Pharahs or hard-to-hit characters like Tracer or Hammond, as we see on Nocturnal's side. Which, Nocturnal is actually going to be running the Hanzo and Widow, and as we go in, Primpack gets the first pick right onto the Pharah. A nice TNT, but the res does come out, and Slade ends up returning the favor by taking out Primpack. And the Hammond dives in, Hitatsumi reses their Ashe, and the battle just seems to be going fairly defense-based. We got the Pharah starting to flank around to the other side, and the Ana actually moving around onto the high ground. See how Nocturnal is going to make this push, with the Hammond jumping in right into the middle of the fight. And the fight is really breaking out. Meme Dream Team is starting to be forced back to the point. A res does come out, and Primpack does take out Slade away. And Hitatsumi ends up getting back. With Death ending up taking out NorCal. And it looks like Meme Dream Team is going to walk away with this fight. Although they did sustain a few losses, the fight isn't fully over. But it looks like Meme Dream Team holds the advantage at the time being. We're going to see a pick off on to get down, and Spooky goes down with the airstrike being ending up taking down Chaotic, and Meme Dream is still holding for the time being, but I think that Nocturnal is starting to take their position onto this point as the point is being captured. Bob's gonna come out for Meme Dream Team, which is going to provide a huge point presence for them, which he ends up taking out NorCal with Airsplit coming in, taking out Papa Kaiser. Hammond getting bullied right into the corner. He's going to almost escape, but he does get taken down by Boy, with Chaotic taking down Primpack, but then finally being taken down by the Genji. And Meme Dream Team is going to walk away with this point for right now, although Nocturnal was able to almost get a tick off of that. And they have ults coming up, meaning that they have the ult advantage. So I'm excited to see exactly how Nocturnal is going to push with this, if they're going to enter in with either the Hammond ult, or they're going to enter with the Pharah ult. Right now it looks like just pick damage is being done though, with Airsplit taking the first pick of the fight, but Sladeaway then returning the favor by taking out Primpack. Each team is 5-5 right now. But a res goes out on each people, bringing it back to a 6v6. Dragons comes out on the side of Meme Dream Team. It's going to take down one with the barrage coming down and taking out Airspike with tanks down. It looks like Nocturnal might be able to finally take this point. We've got the Mines locking out the two healers. Zenyatta comes in with the trance to try and stall out the clock, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He might just be trying to get his team back, but with Nocturnal having a massive point presence right now, it looks like the Meme Dream Team is just going to give up the point and allow Nocturnal to take it. It was a really good fight, though, from Nocturnal's side. The engagement was perfectly timed. The Reses came out, but then the Hanzo immediately popped his dragons right into the middle of Meme Dream Team, which caused them to split up and allowing the barrage to really do its damage. And with that, with those two ults, each one taking one, it already put the fight into a 4v6 situation. Nocturnal had the immediate advantage. But we have Spooky Assassin, though, taking the first pick onto Chaotic. And it looks like both teams are just trying to pick. Nocturnal looks like they're trying to find a way to enter into the fight and get into the point, whereas Meme Dream is just trying to pick off and get some ult charge. The fight does start, though, with the Hammond immediately jumping in. Shatter comes out. It looks like it caught 3. I might be wrong and it caught 2. But we have Boy taking down 2 with his blade. Both the snipers from Nocturnal. And the Hammond does get away, but both Grimpack is able to take down both the healers in that fight. Now we have Meme with the ult advantage, looking like they have both their tanks ults and Bob ready to come in and do something. But on the side of Nocturnal, we also have Hammond's Mines and the Hanzo Dragons, which, if we saw last time, the Dragons really opened up a lot for Nocturnal to be able to get in there, and Hammond, with that opening, might be able to make some big plays. Dragons comes in, and the engagement immediately starts. Winston comes in, Zenyatta is going to fall, and the Dragons take 2. Hammond blocks off the door with his mimes, and Point Presence is there now. 1 tick is there, with Ike taking out 2 with his mimes. Bob comes in and takes out NorCal. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, and it looks like Nocturnal is going to take second point. Once again, really great engagement from that, using the Dragons to kind of split them up, and the Dragons taking out 2 didn't hurt either, but with the Dragons coming in to split up Meme, it basically allowed the Hammond to just close them into that one space and almost guarantee a tick. It was a very well executed engagement into that fight, and I don't know what else to say. We're gonna go into our second point though, and our second round rather. And I think Meme, knowing what Nocturnal has to bring now, they've got to bring their A game. Neither team is going to let up and allow the other one to knock each other out of the playoffs. And this is a 4-map series, like always. For a team that is able to take 3 maps will walk away with the match. I believe, though, we do play all 4 maps, even though that all you need is 3 to win. But I'm going to say that it'd be up to either team, though, if they want to do the last map, if one team ends up taking it to a 3-0 situation. But seeing how both teams have been playing, I feel like we might have a chance to see that map 5. But going into the lineups, we have the Genji, Hanzo, the Shimato brothers on the side of Meme Dream Team, with a Rein, Zarya, and Mercy Zen. We've got a lot of forward damage. We got a couple of flankers, with the Reinhardt and the Zarya really going to be the major distraction factor, I want to say, for the Genji and the Hanzo to really get into the back lines. Whereas on the side of Meme Dream, or on the side of Nocturnal, we're going to see a Roadhog Orisa, a nice hook combo with the Bastion. That's going to light up some damage. We're going to see Meme, though, start to come in around the side. And a normal way to push, but with the Bastion, it might not be the best option for them, because now he's got a single spot that he just has to aim and doesn't really have to do too much in order to lay in a lot of damage. That, and with the Orisa shield, it's going to block off that area completely. And as we see as the engagement starts coming in, Papa Kaiser immediately taking down Hitatsumi. With Prim, though, taking out the Immortality field, it's not going to be a lot, as Chaotic is able to take 2 picks, with Prim taking out the Bastion. But we've got the Widow up here on the high ground, able to set in some damage and stop that push right away. Really well done by Nocturnal, and as we saw, the whole hook really took out that Zenyatta. That's going to be a huge stagger on the side of Meme. As we come into getting ults, we already have our Baptiste ult ready to go on the side of Nocturnal, as well as the Mercy ult. Whereas Meme really only has... They're going to have 2 ults coming online, but with the Shatter Blade, they're going to have to make some major combos, or at least wait for a Grav, or the Valk, or the Tran. Right now, it looks like just a lot of people trying to pick and get some damage out before really trying to make a major push. With the Orisa, though, is going to take a major step into that and stop that fight almost immediately. We've got Meme starting to push around to the side with Primpack coming in. Massive shatter on the side of Meme. It's going to... But Death is going to fall. Dragon Blade comes out with a grab coming in. A lot of people are falling, but the Meme Dream Team is the one that's coming away with all the picks. The Orisa is the only one left. And that's... And a lone Orisa can only hold that point for very long, especially when you've got 3 people coming up on top of her, and it looks like Nocturnal is going to give up this point. They've lost. It was a great engagement. That grab and that blade is what really sold it for Meme Dream Team. They may have lost their rhyme, but with that Zarya's grab coming in, there was still hope, and that Genji's blade was perfectly timed, allowing the maximum amount of output of damage, and dodging that Bastion was the major part of that. Bastion can't get out that damage. Genji is able to just slash away freely and take out all the people that he wants to. As we come in, we've got the fights coming in with Prim taking away the McCree right away, and Dragons come in taking down Mercy. Immortality Field is out, but it's not going to save anybody in this. With Death Unbound just swinging away, taking out both the tanks, as well as starting to really pop off, slash off that Tracer with Genji popping up as well. Just well executed push. They didn't give Nocturnal much hindsight, much movement in that. There wasn't really a lot of openings for Nocturnal to get in there. We got an Earth Shatter coming in. It's not going to catch anybody. We've got Hammond swinging around the point to try and stop the damage. Immortality Field comes out. The fight's still going on, but Primpack is really dealing the damage, taking out NorCal and the Immortality Field. Hammond just swinging around trying to contest, with Nocturnal slowly coming back in. But Spooky Assassin's going to take down Prim, with 2 picks though falling into the side of Nocturnal thanks to Chaotic and Slade Away, with 2 more once again from Chaotic, and this time Ike, Winston, and the Junkrat each taking 2 picks and ending that fight for Meme. Although Meme did lose that fight in the end, they still got 2 picks, so you've got to take that away. And you're also coming up on now the Rhino ult and the Zen ult. With the Mercy ult very easy to get up, considering with the fact that Nocturnal has a Junkrat now, they've got a Tracer. It's going to be fairly easy for this Mercy to get up her ult. You've got Meme starting to push around the side again, ready to push in. Though we're going to have to watch this Tracer ult, which possibly could make a huge factor. Gonna stick it onto Primpack, stopping him from getting in, but although Tracer is going to fall, only one is taken into that grab with the Immortality Field coming in to save his life. Only Zarya is on the point though, and it doesn't look like it's really gonna be much of a point presence. What Meme Dream is now starting to get in. They're coming in with full force, really dealing a lot of damage and taking out 3 people upon the entry of that push. Hammond, though, able to take out 2, make that 4! Hammond saving the point for Nocturnal with his mines. That was really well done. Hammond was just able to sling away and really just do a lot of that damage, and capitalize off the damage the Junkrat and the Reinhardt were doing. Or not, sorry, not the Reinhardt. Capitalize off the Junkrat and the Tracer, what they were doing, and able to finish off a lot of those picks. I think that was one of the major things, and those mines dealing a lot of the intro damage for Memes as they're coming in really did it. But we have a massive fight coming out right here at the doorway with a stick right on to the Moira. It's going to fall with Reinhardt falling to the Baptiste, and McCree falling to Ike, as well as Slade taking down Hitatsumi. Meme is just going to have to back out into this. They have to get back to the spawn and regroup. They have no pushability. We've got 2 minutes though left on the clock. Meme does still have a chance, as they do have a few ults coming online. They have the Dragon Blade and they have the Valkyrie, but they also have a whole hog coming up. Let's see what Meme is able to do with this. Meme, though, does see where Nocturnal is holding up and trying to plan on jumping down. Tire comes in. It's going to catch nobody. With the mines, though, blocking out the entrance. Reinhardt, though, is the ultimate minesweeper and is able to take down a lot of those mines, but he is going to be taken down as well as Primpack, with Slade away taking down Hitatsune, and Meme Dream is once again going to have to back out. They have no mercy and they have no ability to res, as well as they lost that Valk, and now they lost Airswick, which was going to be... Those two picks onto Spooky and Airswick are going to be a major stagger, dropping off some time and forcing them into a minute left. Nocturnal is really definitely holding up this defense. They're running the dive very well with the Tracer, Hammond, and Winston, but Prim taking down Slade away gives Meme possibly a chance to make a big push. They don't have the backline assault from the Tracer like normal. Valkyrie is going to come out from both sides. Nocturnal popped theirs in response to hearing the Valkyrie come out from Meme, trying to anticipate the ult coming in. Primpack, though, has his ult ready to go. Is he going to be able to make something? Get down, takes out Junkrat, with NorCal falling to Airswick. Dragonblade comes out from the side of Meme Dream. It's going to take out the Mercy. Mines come out to try and block off the Genji, which it successfully does, as Genji isn't really able to dash in with those mines there. Winston coming in with his Primal Rage to try and knock them off the point, with Nocturnal looking like they're walking away with this fight once again. 7 seconds left in this game, and it looks like Nocturnal is going to walk away with map number 1. Very well done from both teams. There were fights that were going either way, but it looked like Nocturnal did end up with the stronger defense coming into this. And a Mercy play of the game, which you never see often. Always fun to watch these. But Nocturnal really definitely did have a really strong defense. They may have lost a few fights and ended up giving up 2 ticks, but in the end, it didn't really matter, considering that as soon as they figured out what was wrong, they started switching over to the Winston Hammond and were really able to start doing the counter dive and getting those supports. That was probably the most important option that they had to do, is they had to block out those supports, and once the healing is gone, Meme Dream really has no chance to make a comeback. But anyway, we're going into our second map, which looks like it's Hollywood. And I don't know about anyone else, but I enjoy Hollywood. A lot of flank routes and a lot of different opportunities in order to really get into these fights. And especially this is where a lot of these snipers are able to really shine, because you've got a lot of these different high ground areas on Hollywood, and it's going to cause a major snipe game. It's definitely going to come down on which picks are taken first, as most games are, but I feel like it's going to be especially important in these ones. If you can take out the most important person, either the flanker or the sniper, going into these fights, it's going to definitely change the outcome of the fight. Well, let's just see if anybody is going to be subbing in on either team. Doesn't look Meme Dream Team, though. It does seem like they are happy with their lineup for the time being. I wonder if Nocturnal is going to be making any subs. If I were Nocturnal, though, right now, with how well that defense went, I'm going to say that I wouldn't really sub anyone in. You really definitely had an advantage going into that defense round, and coming in here to Hollywood, a strong defense is what's really going to make this game, because it is our hybrid map, meaning that you're going to have to cap a point and then move the payload. If you can stop them from really getting into that point, it's going to be one of the major factors. But we are actually going to see a sub from Meme Dream coming in with Boss out for Boy, which I don't know if I've seen Boss play, and it's going to be very interesting for me to see what they are able to pull out with this. But anyway, let's see if both teams are ready to go. Meme Dream is ready. Let's see if Nocturnal is. But once again, it's going to be, I still think it's going to be a very close match, and I think that it is going to be, I think it is going to come down to a map 5. But here we go into our hybrid map, Hollywood. Once again, just a lot of these sniping positions, it's going to be a major distinguishing factor. You've got the second point where you've got all these different high ground areas on the saloons, as well as going into the third point. You've got that one sniper advantage, but generally coming into third point, you don't see the snipers as often. In this first point, though, you've got these two separate high ground points, as well as the tall high ground up here next to the water tower, where a Widowmaker or a Hanzo is able to get really good sight lines on this main entrance and this small door here. The only real ways that the attackers can come in through. What that allows the sniper to do is really get to put on some pressure onto that attack, meaning that they're going to have amazing points to just fire in and be relatively uncontested unless someone is able to really dive on top of them. And we are going to see a small sniper coming in. Small amount of sniper coming in. We've got the Ashe, who has the ability to snipe with her hit scan ability. And we're going to see a Hanzo on the side of Nocturnal, although Nocturnal is going to be running a Hanzo Junkrat, once again utilizing Junkrat's ability to just lock out those small areas. With the Hanzo able to utilize those massive sight lines. Whereas from the side of Meme Dream, we're going to see a Ashe Torbjorn. Once again, his turret is going to be really effective in locking out those entryways, with the Ashe once again utilizing those sight lines, getting into there and allowing her team just providing really just any pressure. But we're going to see as the fight immediately starts, Junkrat is going to take down both the healers, with Chaotic taking down the Ashe. It looks like Meme Dream Team is going to quickly just roll through this point. It was not a real strong defense from the side of Meme, unfortunately. I mean, there's not much you can really defend against when right at the fight starts, both your supports go down. The healing immediately gone. You really can't hold up any defense going into that, with Sladeaway coming in and already starting to lob those grenades and doing a small flank route here, seeing if he can't get into those supports once again. But we are going to see the Torbjorn, though, stay on the side of Meme, trying to take advantage of the fact that his turret is able to do a lot of damage coming in, and kind of lock out Nocturnal as best as they can. Nocturnal, though, just bunkering up on the point with the Orisa shield. Meme trying to get in there to engage them. Reinhardt starting to push forward, is going to get hooked and taken out by Papa Kaiser with a pull onto the Zenyatta. Zenyatta, though, is going to survive, though NorCal is going to take out Primpack, taking out that Widow. Molten Core comes up from the side of the Meme Dream Team, trying to lock out the point. Zenyatta Trans, though, coming in to keep the team up and the point moving. Rez onto Sladeaway, with Meme starting to be forced to pull back. Payload not budged, not halted at all. Huge hook from Papa Kaiser, taking out the Zenyatta. And, oof, taking out the Torbjorn. Never really seen Mercy's take out Massive Pick. Tyre comes in, is going to catch nobody, but the payload is yet to be halted and easily moves its way to second point. Nocturnal looking like they have the great advantage going into this first round of Hollywood. Though, Meme Dream, though, now does have the ult advantage with 3 ults, almost 4 coming online. Whereas Nocturnal only has 2 ults and now only has 1 with the Orisa ult, as Chaotic is going to fall to Airswick. Nocturnal, though, still steadily moving the payload, although Meme has to realize that they have the ult advantage by this point. They need to start pushing back and get some stabilization onto this point. Spooky, though, is going to fall, meaning that they now have no Transcendence. Dragons are going to come out from Nocturnal. D.Va being locked away. D.Va is going to come out with Airsook taking out 2, but then is going to fall to Papa Kaiser. Papa Kaiser really showing off his abilities on this map as the Roadhog. Going relatively uncontested and doing a lot of damage. Another massive hook from Papa Kaiser taking out Spooky Assassin once again. And the Nerf Shatter comes out. It's going to be a big shatter, but the Transcendence does come in and stops all that damage with Papa Kaiser once again popping off and taking down Hitatsumi. And going once again uncontested. And it looks like Nocturnal is going to easily just push this play all the way to the finish with 4.5 minutes on the time bank. Really strong push from Nocturnal. Really no defense coming from Mean Dream, unfortunately. It didn't look like they were really able to do too much from this very aggressive starting push. Nocturnal just able to just roll through it. Just allowing it to snowball. Really, I feel like what ended that for Meme Dream Team is they didn't recognize the ult advantage and the numbers advantage that they had going into that fight on the third point. They didn't really utilize the fact that they had 6 people against their 5 and could use these ults very willingly in order to really just get some stabilization off of Nocturnal. But Nocturnal, realizing that Meme was not really pushing in and aggressing with the fact that they only had 5 people left, they just allowed the fight to keep going and allowed the payload to keep moving. But sides have now switched. Let's see what Meme Dream Team is going to do on the offensive. They've got the Mercy Zenyatta once again, with the Ashe and the Genji doing a little bit more flank damage again, whereas Nocturnal once again running with the Orisa Hog Bastion strategy. Basically running the same strategy that they did on Anubis, which can be very effective on this map. You got the Orisa to protect the Bastion, and Bastion able to set up on this high ground right here, where it looks like they are going to be setting up. Junkrat able to just pop in damage once again onto these very tight quarters, and also provide some backward support for the Bastion, attacking anyone trying to flank around, with the Roadhog just pulling people into the Bastion sites. It's going to be a very effective comp, I think, against what Meme Dream Team is coming in, although the Genji is going to be one of the major factors. If Nocturnal is able to take out this Genji very quickly, I feel like Nocturnal is going to have the immediate advantage going into this fight. But we've got the fight coming in, and recognizing that Nocturnal is having the Bastion, Meme Dream is going to be pushing around the backside of the point, not really giving Bastion any sightlines and probably trying to force him off that high ground, which I think is honestly probably their smartest move. They've got a little bit of the distraction coming in from the Ashe and the Genji, just trying to keep that Roadhog off the tail, where it looks like Meme is trying to pull them to get the rest of their team ready to go as the fight begins. Bastion, though, already sees them and is starting to light up that area, but they already are able to get almost an immediate point present. Impact, though, getting a hook onto Reinhardt and taking him out of the fight. Rez coming in. Hitatsumi is able to get it off and escape with her life. And it looks like, though, Papa Kaiser is not going to give much away. Almost taking down the Zarya, but is going to take down Death Unbound. Although it looks like Nocturnal does have the picks in their favor right now with the res onto Papa Kaiser. Although the Bastion is down, thanks courtesy of Spooky Assassin, with 2 picks coming out from Airswick. We've got the Dragon Blade from Boss, which ends up taking out 2, as well as Bob coming in, adding into that point presence, and allowing Meme to really get in there. Now, what I think the major thing was they were taking down the biggest threat to them, which was Papa Kaiser. Well, after that first round, they had to take out Papa Kaiser and not allow him to start popping up. They had to put pressure onto him. Once Papa Kaiser was down, Bastion really had no defense. Although he still had the Junkrat and the Orisa to protect him, Meme Dream was really able to start pushing in because they didn't have this massive hook wall coming in to stop them and pull them out of position. With Bastion finally going down, it was just a matter of time before Nocturnal fell into that fight. So, in this fight, Airswick is going to take an immediate pick onto Orisa, with Prim taking out Slade away, as well as Airswick taking out that Immortality Field. There's really no chance for Nocturnal to defend against that damage, although Nocturnal is going to take 2 picks pick the Zenyatta and the Genji, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to stop this payload from moving forward. Although that tire was a really well done tire, it wasn't really enough, as Meme Dream already had the massive numbers advantage going into that fight. They had already taken down two, almost three people, and with that tire coming in, they still already took down another person immediately after that tire came away. Although Tracer is going to take down the Ashe, with the Roadhog pushing them off to the plane, and it looks like some stabilization is going to come out of that single ult from Nocturnal. A res is going to be done on Death, but it doesn't look like a lot is going to get done from that. Although Death is going to get a massive shatter, with Death falling to the Total Mayhem, though Boss coming in with another Dragon Blade, taking down both healers from Nocturnal. No healing spine, with Primpack being left alone, easily taken down by Primpack. Although he does take out Boss, it's not going to be enough to really stop this payload's progression any further. Really well done fight. That Dragon Blade was a major contributing factor into that. We are going to see the Tracer come in and stall for a little while, but it's not going to be enough to stop this point completely. But that Dragon Blade, I gotta say, Boss's Dragon Blades were really the major factors for Meme Dream in this right now. Because each blade has almost guaranteed 2 picks right now, even though he has only gotten 2 blades. Each one was good enough to take out at least one, if not both, healers. And basically just cut off the healing supply. I feel like what's going on now is Meme Dream is starting to really figure out what their targets have to be and capitalizing off those targets, taking away from the fact that Nocturnal is starting to flank around. Although Kaiser is going to pull in Prim, and Prim is going to fall, with Hatsune taking him up, but 2 picks do fall on the side of Nocturnal, with Ike and Sladeaway taking down Death and Spooky, respectively. And it looks like Meme Dream Team is going to back out and group up, trying to take out at least one person going out of there. But Zarya is going to fall, with Primpack popping his whole hog to try to push them out. And Nocturnal once again able to stabilize for the time being. Although they did use Papa Kaiser's whole hog, it's not really going to be a very terrible thing to use that, because Roadhog is able to get that back fairly quickly. Bobs is going to come in, though, from the side of Meme Dream Team, doing some massive damage behind the Orisa shield. Now they have damage coming in from the front and behind, with another massive blade from Boss, as well as a massive Graviton Surge. The amazing ult combo from those two is really what ended that fight, taking out 5 picks right away. Winston and May and Hammond coming out on the side of Nocturnal, starting that really stally defense once again from Anubis. With a rally coming out from the side of Nocturnal, though NorCal is going to fall almost immediately upon popping that rally. Mercy, though, taking out Primpack and popping her Valkyrie and Raz, with a tire coming in, taking down Death Unbound. It looks like Nocturnal is going to walk away with this fight, with the May. Although May wasn't really a major presence in that fight, it's still going to be a major presence going into these future fights. Chaotic, though, taking out Primpack right away, as well as taking out Tatsumi, a major stagger, stopping Meme Dream Team with almost a minute 40 left on the clock. Although, when it comes to ult advantage, it looks like Nocturnal might have a slight ult advantage, with Meme Dream Team falling up very close behind. They have the Transcendence, which is able to be pushed on, but it's not really enough if you have nothing really to push with it. Genji, though, is going to take down the Orisa and NorCal. This is a major point from Meme Dream Team. They need to be able to make their push now. Transcendence is going to come out from the side of Meme Dream Team, blocking out a lot of that damage from that Hammond ult. Earthshatter comes out, and picks are just falling into the side of Meme Dream Team with Bob. Boss is popping off once again, but Bob coming in to create a point presence and stop Nocturnal from really doing anything to get onto that point. And Meme Dream does take the full point on round 2. I gotta say, Meme Dream definitely stepped it up in that last point. They were able to really show that they do belong here in the playoffs. What happened was, going into that first round, I feel like they were struggling trying to pinpoint targets and figure out who they really had to take out. That second round, though, they realized who was the major threats, and they started to really target those people, creating almost a bottleneck for Nocturnal, meaning that they lost their major players. Now what they have to do is they have to try and play catch up, because they're already down at least one person going into each fight with those targets coming through. When you've got a 5v6 situation, you have to really focus down people, or else you're going to lose those fights, which is what was going on. They really couldn't focus down the correct people, as there was so much damage coming in from all angles, that Nocturnal really wasn't able to, didn't really have an answer to that going into the second and third points. But it looks like we're going to see Meme Dream start off with the offense on this point, with Nocturnal being the defending team again. They're running the Orisa Torbjorn this time instead of the Bastion, with Papa Kaiser running Hanzo, using those sight lanes once again, whereas we're going to see about the same composition that we saw from Meme, coming in with the Ryan Zarya and the Ashen Genji, with the Mercy Zen as the supports. I'm excited to see if they're going to push any differently, realizing that they don't have the Bastion this time, or if they're going to push about the same. Though, Papa Kaiser is going to take out Zarya almost right away, with the rest coming out onto her. And Meme is going to start being able to push around the side, coming in once again, but the turret is going to start pumping in a little bit of damage, but the shield is going to come down. Torbjorn coming onto the point with his overcock form coming in, with Airspick taking out the turret and the Zenyatta, but Meme is down one person, was down one person, I thought. Airspick, though, coming in and taking out the Mercy before finally falling to Papa Kaiser. Ike, though, coming in with massive points, coming in and taking out that Zenyatta, with Mercy coming in and doing a lot of damage and able to do a lot of supporting as well. But Genji is going to come in and take down Ike. Genji and Mercy being the ultimate point presence, with Hammond coming in. Overtime is starting to tick away, but we do have a presence from Meme, ready to take this point, though Nocturnal not giving it up very easily. People coming in, Death Unbound charging in and catching the Mercy, taking her out, with NorCal finally falling to Airspick, and it looks like Meme is going to take this point, with the Tracer backing out, though she is going to be taken out, though, by the Fire Strike from Death Unbound, and Meme Dream Team is going to take out this point. But since we are now in overtime of this match, that clock isn't, they're not going to get any time added to their time bank, meaning that they have to stay on this point as much as possible. Meaning that if we see the Roadhog, though, come out from Nocturnal, and he is able to get his ult, it might end this fight, it might end this match very quickly, because the longer this match goes on, that overtime clock is going to tick down quicker and quicker the more they end up off that point. Dragons come out right on top of the point. Zenyatta's trans, though, comes in and helps take it, knock out a lot of that damage. Dragon Blade and Earthshatter coming in to taking out two picks, with Meme Dream just being an amazing presence on this point and coming into this fight. Death Unbound especially taking down, I think, 3 picks on his own in that one fight alone. And this payload is going to keep moving forward. Nocturnal, though, is starting to come in with their respawns. Roadhog is going to come out from Papa Kaiser. Bob coming in on the flanks of Nocturnal, with Bob starting to pump in massive amounts of damage. He is going to get taken down, but it hasn't stopped this payload from moving at all. Pulse Bomb comes out, and Death just takes the damage and tanks it through. 2 picks, though, from the side of Chaotic. Boss trying to do his best to keep that presence on the point, but he's not, with picks still falling, though. It looks like Nocturnal might still be able to take this, but we have Boss being taken out by Papa Kaiser, and Nocturnal is going to take this point just before the second checkpoint. The major factor, though, was canceling out that Bob, I want to say. Bob did come in on the flanks, but he didn't have much protection. Although the payload was still moving forward, they focused Bob down. And with Bob now not in the flanks, it really was the Orisa that allowed Nocturnal to come in and start doing the damage that they had to do. Meme Dream ended up being very split up going into that fight, as the Ashe tried to flank around, as so did Genji. So what happened was, it created a 4v6 situation where the Orisa was starting to be able to shield her entire team, whereas Nocturnal had 2 people away from the rest of the team. Even though there was flankability, there was so much damage popping into the Reinhardt and the rest of Meme Dream Team that they really didn't have an answer to that. And, Nocturnal was able to come away with that fight. Although we are going to see now the Bastion Orisa Roadhog combo coming in from Meme Dream Team, running what Nocturnal did on the second round, as well as on Temple of Anubis. The almost identical comp. I think it is the identical comp. Whereas Nocturnal is going to run, looks like Goat's composition with Reinhardt, Zarya, and D.Va, and Lucio, Zen, Brig. Nocturnal really wants to take this point and really just run away with this match. With 4.5 minutes on the clock, it looks like, I believe that they might be able to do it, though. They're going to push the exact same way that Meme Dream did, and start to really plan out how they want to push into this. They notice that Meme has the Bastion and a lot of forward damage. It's going to come down to when are they going to dive and how aggressively are they going to dive. Immediately they come in and come right under the Bastion, forcing the Roadhog to drop down. D.Va comes in and pushes people off the high ground. Now Meme is split up, and Nocturnal is able to have a massive point presence, with picks easily falling into the side of Nocturnal. Not a lot is getting done by Meme Dream Team right now, and Papa Kaiser is going to take down the Roadhog, and Nocturnal looks like they're going to be able to take this point relatively fast. And that was exactly what Nocturnal had to do. What they did is they came in from this side and immediately pushed around and used the speed of that D.Va to just end the Lucio, to just come in right under this door and force Meme to push down. When that Roadhog dropped, they knew that there was only 5 people up there, and what D.Va did then was D.Va popped up and pushed off the Bastion off the high ground. We do have Boss the lead from the match, and due to the league rules, he is able to join back in, but no substitutions can be made, meaning that Meme has to play a man down, just as if this were a comp match. And we are going to see, though, how Hitatsu taking out the D.Va's mech, with a Graviton Surge, though, coming out from the side of Nocturnal, and causing the death of 4 people, and this payload is going to keep moving forward. Boss, though, does rejoin, and Meme now has their 6th player once again. Let's see if they're going to be able to make a presence in order to stop this push from Nocturnal. We are coming into almost the final stretch with 2 minutes left on the clock. A massive fight comes out onto the point. It looks like Ghost has come out from both sides, meaning massive ult ability coming in. D.Va Bomb is going to come in. It's going to take down nothing, as well as the Earth Shatter being used. Papa Kaiser, though, is going to take out Spooky Assassin with another Shatter, a big Shatter this time. But the Transcendence comes in to save his team. And D.Va dealing a lot of damage coming in and really taking out the Zarya. And it looks like Nocturnal is going to come in and is going to walk away with this point, and might just be able to take this match right now. But Zenyatta is going to come in and start doing some try and stall out the point just a little bit. The point is getting contested by the Lucio, but Lucio's going to fall, and Nocturnal takes map number 2 of the series. Very well fought by both teams, as we saw a major improvement from Meme Dream, though with Nocturnal running that GOAT composition right away, they were definitely trying to do what needed to be done for that point. They had to really, if they wanted to win that map, they had to really pull out a lot of forward damage, and in that first point, they snowballed off the success of that first push, and that's really what won it for them. But we are going into our 3rd map of the series, and possibly final map. That's if the teams would like to play map 4 or not. I'm going to let them decide. But our 3rd map, if I'm not mistaken, looks like Lijiang Tower. And this is another one of those very Goats-heavy maps sometimes. We do see a lot of Lucio, though, coming into this map, especially if we get Gardens. Lijiang Gardens is one of the most boop-heavy maps, and we're probably going to see the Pharah and the Lucio on those maps. However, when it comes to Night Market and Tower, you really don't see a lot of those very boop-heavy comps. Although you do still see the Lucio a lot of the times, you really don't see a lot of the Pharah unless you're on Night Market. And we are going to see a substitution from Nocturnal. We're going to see D-Man come in for Chaotic. And another player that I haven't really seen a lot of. And I'm excited to see what he's able to do. Although I'm thinking now, with showing what Meme Dream and Nocturnal have done so far, I feel like Nocturnal might be able to walk away with the series in a 3-0. I know it's me changing my opinion, but I do think, though, they might be able to walk away with the 3-0. Unless Meme Dream is really able to start pinpointing specific targets and really deciding who needs to go down first and knowing which way to push and how to push. I feel like Nocturnal might be able to take this away. Although we do see the sub, though, with Boy coming back in for Boss, I think this one might be close again. And I think Meme Dream might be able to take this one, but I do still think that Nocturnal might walk away with this series. But let's see where this match goes. Waiting on to see if Meme is ready to go, which it looks like they might just be. Just waiting for confirmation from the captain. Anyways, I do think, though, both teams are playing incredibly well. And have definitely shown that they have earned their spot in these playoffs, as well as really just bringing it their all in going into these fights. Although they do appear to be very one-sided going into the favor of Nocturnal, I do think Meme, though, is going to be able to take at least one map going into this. And I would love to see it, and right now, I don't want this game to end very soon, but I do think, though, I'm sorry I keep saying, I do think Nocturnal might be able to take away with this match. Though, really massive picks, especially, great plays, though, from Boss, especially, with those Dragon Blades, just massive blades every time, as well as coupled with the Zarya ult. That combination, and they definitely had amazing teamwork and synergy whenever they were using those ults together. It was very well executed, and it won a lot of those fights for Meme. Whereas Papa Kaiser, though, really popping off on that Roadhog and showing why he is an incredible player in this league. Just waiting on Meme Dream. And both teams are ready to go, and we are going into Lijiang Tower, our third map, and our assault map of this series. I'm excited to see what both teams pull out. As you do see relatively the same comps on Lijiang Tower. We are going to be coming in, though, onto the actual tower itself for our first map. You've got some nice flank spots. You've got that back route, as well as the route that comes in right through here, as well as you have a small high ground. Although you do not see a lot of the snipers coming in this, you do see it sometimes either setting up on this high ground or around this large door over here next to the death pit off the side of the map. Although the cool thing that Fellowcaster Arcaz said is you can see every map from Lijiang Tower. You can see the gardens, and you can see the night market. But we are going to see, it looks like from Meme Dream, we're going to see it's going to be Goats again with Lucio, Zenyatta, and Brigitte. really wanting to try and take that first point, where it looks like Nocturnal is going to run the exact same comp. Very Goats heavy comps from both teams. That's mainly what happens when you come into tower. Is you see a lot of Goats coming in, and the fight's going to start away. Both teams going around the same route, with the Zenyatta from Nocturnal coming around to the other side and really able to start pumping in that damage. And Papa Kaiser taking out 2 picks right away into this fight. And really being a force and a massive presence for Nocturnal right now. Doing a lot of the damage and taking down Lucio once again. And Meme Dream forced to push away. Massive charge on that Zarya too. And Nocturnal starting to tap the point and start that point percentage going up. Whereas the Reinhardt and the Zarya just creating a massive wall. Not allowing Meme to really push in. Meme starting to try and push in though. And really start to pump in that damage. But there's so much healing on the side of Nocturnal that it's not really being capitalized off of. Lucio coming in and starting to really try and disrupt Nocturnal. D.Va pulls out and pulls back around towards the back line. Transcendence, Rally, and Graviton Surge coming out from Nocturnal. Whereas the Nocturnal is going to pop their Earth Shatter and ends up taking out 5. Make that 6 and a team kill for Nocturnal, which allows this point percentage to just keep going up. Although we are going to see the ult advantage though from Meme Dream. They might be able to make a push into this. Let's see if they are going to be able to really push forward. Graviton Surge comes out with the Rally and a D.Va Bomb coming out from Nocturnal. D.Va Bomb going to catch nobody. Rally really protecting a lot of people. D-Man is going to fall off the edge, but is going to take out Death with him. Papa Kaiser D-meching Boy and really pushing Meme back. Nocturnal really just outplaying Meme Dream when it comes to this Ghost composition. If I were Nocturnal right now, or if I were Meme Dream, I'd say we need to switch something up right now. You need to start trying to counter the Goats rather than run Goats into them. Maybe run the Junkrat or even a Pharah. As Goats really doesn't have hit scan ability. And what's going to happen is that Pharah really starts to pop off. Goats is going to start to fall apart, especially once you lose Reinhardt. But the fight is going to keep coming in with Death Unbound falling to the Brigette. And a Rally comes out from the side of Nocturnal and ends up popping the Zarya off and almost causing a team kill. And Lijiang Tower comes in with a 100-0 on the side of Nocturnal. Nocturnal was definitely outplaying Meme Dream in that fight, because what was happening is every time the fight would engage, Meme would immediately lose somebody. And when you have these Goats compositions, that minute you lose one person, the composition just falls apart. This is why Nocturnal has really stepped away with these, is that the focusing certain targets and pinpointing specific targets is what really has allowed them to walk away with the series so far. Is they just know who to target and where to get them. They're just using the D.Va and the Zarya to really block them out and then really focus down specific targets. Reinhardt is going to get slammed down with the Brigette immediately taken down. And just as you see, once one person falls, the composition falls away, and Meme Dream starting to make their presence and get point percentage onto this point. As soon as it unlocks, we have finally Meme Dream really making their point presence, and Nocturnal now having to play the catch-up game, as Meme is going to have the ult advantage. Lucio coming in though, and being the only one, he's going to fall, meaning that now Nocturnal has the advantage when it comes to numbers, and in Ghost compositions, that is the ultimate advantage. The fight beginning, but they're already down by 1. Graviton Surge going to catch everybody onto the point on Meme Dream, and Meme Dream is going to fall with basically a team kill and an easy point cap for Nocturnal. The ult advantage though, it looks like the Zenyatta, the Reinhardt, the Brig, it looks like Meme is going to have almost all their ults coming in line, whereas Nocturnal is almost going to have all theirs, whereas the Zarya ult was used. Meaning that when it comes to the advantages, I think Meme has the advantage going into this fight, They have the Transcendence, but actually, going into the fight, it looks like Nocturnal will have the advantage, as they have the Shatter. Rally is going to come out from the side of Meme Dream, but Reinhardt is going to come in and take down Death Unbound, as well as allowing the Zarya, or not the Zarya, the D.Va, the Brigitte, and the Zenyatta come in and finish off those picks of that Shatter. And Nocturnal just holding this point with 50%, it looks like, coming up onto their point percentage. Meme does have to change something up now, and with the D.Va now falling, they have a major stagger. They can't really push in, meaning that Nocturnal is just going to keep that point for the time being and let that percentage keep going up. Although with knowing that Nocturnal has the Lucio, they can't really push around that bridge, meaning that their only real push area is this back room, which is going to fall into exactly what Nocturnal wants them to do, and they're able to push in. D.Va Bomb comes out, blocking out that doorway for the time being, 72% on that percentage. Transcendence comes out with a massive Shatter. D.Va Bomb coming in, is it going to take anyone? It's going to take out the Brigitte. With one person down, as well as demeching the D.Va, Meme Dream is going to be able to come in. Earthshatter comes out, it's going to catch two, but neither of them are going to fall in that fight. Death going to take out D-Man, the opposite Reinhardt. Graviton Surge coming in, but it's not going to be utilized. Brigitte is going to fall, but it's not going to be enough, it looks like. Meme Dream really taking over this point and starting to really come in. Though, Nocturnal did pull out 99 percentage. This point is going to flip over to the Meme Dream team. So many ults popped and so many ults gained, and it looks like Meme is going to have the ult advantage. They have the Zen ult coming online, as well as the D.Va ult and the Zarya ult with the Brigitte ult. It looks like Nocturnal is going to have to start playing a little bit of catch-up, because they used almost all of their ults trying to defend that point. And Meme is now going to have able to use these ults to their advantage. Pop-up are falling immediately as they were trying to push around the bridge. Lucio's favorite point and booping somebody off. Nocturnal can't push in. They're already down a man. It looks like this might be Meme's comeback in this series, and they might be able to take this second point. Nocturnal's starting to pull around, and Meme needs to pull back and get right back to that point. They are able to get there in time as Nocturnal is starting to push in. Charge onto Death Unbound. He's going to get pulled out of position, and Meme does collapse onto D-Man. Transcendence comes in with Nocturnal starting to have their presence, but a massive Graviton Surge, as well as a D.Va Bomb coming in onto from Meme Dream, taking out both Lucio and Brigitte, as well as demeching the D.Va, and it looks like Meme Dream might be able to take this map with almost 90% coming onto this point. They are going to stagger out the D.Va, meaning that Nocturnal really can't push in. 93% on the point cap, and it looks like Nocturnal might just have to give them this point. Earthshatter comes in, not going to catch anybody with Nocturnal losing this point, and Meme walking away with it 199. Meme Dream might be, it looks like they are back into this series and not giving up this fight easily. And our final map of Leisure Tower is going to be the Night Market, which I'm guessing both teams might switch off of the goats, they might not. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Farah come in on this, or even a Widowmaker or Hanzo, as you do once again have these high ground points, except Widowmaker really is only able to lock out from incoming people, as well really not able to get sightlines onto this point. Really their only sightlines are these two doors. But we are going to see zero changes from either team, as we are going to see both the goats comps come in. Although it looks like Meme is going to try and push around to the back side, whereas Nocturnal is going to push around the front. Relatively the same thing. They didn't really engage until they were both on the point, and what this is going to allow it to do is whoever wins the initial picks is going to take this point. And Death Unbound taking out D-Man in this initial pick, and that is what's really going to matter. Although Nocturnal taking out two, they now have the numbers advantage in the goats compositions, and Nocturnal starting to take over the presence with starting to really pull away with it with this Brigitte. And Nocturnal taking over this point with Papa Kaiser taking out his mirror to Zarya. Meme Dream starting to get these respawns online, and they're going to be able to start pushing in with only 10% on the ult percentage, or not percentage, the point percentage, Papa Kaiser going to take out Death Unbound, and Meme Dream starting to really be pushed back and forced back to their spawn. Slade Away is going to take down Hitatsuman. And Nocturnal just forcing Meme right back into their spawn. They're trying their best to not give Meme any headway. They don't want to lose this point because they want to walk away with the series and move on to the championship no matter what. Well, not the championship, but move on to the next round of playoffs no matter what. Meme Dream going to start pushing in from the top, from the high ground and drop down, forcing Nocturnal back to the point. But with Nocturnal back in the point, Papa Kaiser is going to be able to take down the Lucio, and a lot of the damage is being done. 0 ults have been used so far. As I say that, Diva Bomb, Shatter, and Transcendence all come out. Massive Diva Bomb from, Meme Dream Team. I'm sorry. I was just blown away from that bomb, and with Boy taking out another pick with the Zenyatta, and Meme using, looks like only 2 ults in that. Took away that point with a massive, massive Diva Bomb. Really well executed. That Shatter blocked, forced the Rhino to put his shield, but the Diva Bomb came in and blocked a lot of that damage. Both Graviton Sterns coming out, with the Diva Bomb coming in. Sound Barrier does come out and block all the damage from that bomb. It looks like, though, Meme Dream might be able to hold this for the time being. As I say that, though, Zarya is going to take down Hitatsuman and really start to force this fight into the favor of Nocturnal, though Nocturnal is taking out 2 picks, although losing their Brigette. Shatter comes out on the side of, it looks like, once again, Meme Dream Team, it's going to catch nobody, though. And Nocturnal getting back to the point and start that point percentage going up once again, 70% now on that point. It's going to be really hard, and Meme Dream is going to have to make some major plays once again in order to really walk away with this map and get back into the series. Meme starting to push in through the one door, but Death Unbound is taken out by Oof, with Ike taking down Primpack. It looks like Nocturnal is going to take over this point and might take this map with 93% on the point percentage. It looks like Nocturnal is going to walk away with this map and the series. However, 2-point Phil were able to get on the point and force it into overtime, although they are going to fall very quickly. And it looks like Nocturnal is going to walk away. Hammond attempts on the point to try and stall it out. Is going to get grabbed, though. And he's going to fall. Overtime clock ticking down, and Nocturnal walks away with the point, the map, and the series. Nocturnal will be moving on, but I will ask the teams if they would like to play the map 4. Just to see if they want to get the practice in for the losers bracket and the winners bracket. Nocturnal will be moving on into round 2 of the winners bracket, whereas Meme Dream will be falling back in their chance of redemption in the losers bracket, which will start next week. Let's see if either team would like to play last map. If they do, then we will go into our last map. If they do not, then that'll be the end of the game. But regardless of the outcome of the last map, the match is decided that Nocturnal will be moving on. But if they do decide to do the last map, it would be Dorado, which I'll just throw on just in case. And it does not look like either team wants to play the last map. But both teams were incredibly good in this game, though. Nocturnal did walk away with a 3-0 victory. Meme Dream, though, I am rooting for you guys to make it through the losers bracket. I think it was an incredible game from both teams, though. You both really proved why you were there. But I would like to do our MVPs of the match. I always do one for each team, as I feel like that is fair and showing that because each team definitely did have MVPs, and I've got to say, when it comes to the MVPs, I gotta give it to Boss and Papa Kaiser in these. Boss with those massive Dragon Blades really pulling it back through for Meme on Hollywood. Every blade was just massive. It was comboed with the Zarya, but the blade was just massive every single time and always almost guaranteed a support in that. When it comes to Nocturnal, though, Papa Kaiser was really popping off. He was doing the disruption with his tanks. He was really pulling in the correct people when he was on the Roadhog. He was just a massive, massive presence. And the fact that, I've got to say, once Papa Kaiser started getting targeted on Hollywood, just showed how much he was doing. Because every time he was targeted down, that's when Meme Dream was really starting to be able to pull ahead. So, I gotta say congratulations, though, to my MVPs, to Boss and Papa Kaiser. And with that, thank you all for watching the Overwatch League of Champions. Congratulations to Nocturnal and Meme Dream. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play once again. And anyways, this is the Fralligatron, signing off.